And yeah, if you're just tuning in, this is GPT Taipei here at Grey Ogre Games. Remember, this is an exhibition match between the two, and they've decided to split. And well, Steve's deck's really fast. It's blue green infect, and well, we'll have to see whether Alex here can stabilize. If he can stabilize, then I think he's in good hands. However, the all right, so he decides to path the uh, oh, nice. So yeah, Steven prepares a infect counter for his opponents. But yeah, Alex paths the uh, sorry, Glistener Elf, okay, in response to the Noble Iraq. Let's see. Steven lays the second land and passes the turn over to Alex. Alex now. All right, finally our stream is back on. No, our stream's on and off. If any of you have been working with Wirecast, please let me know. The bit rate has been going all crazy. I've been googling it left, right, and center. I still haven't gotten a good, a good satisfactory answer to how to solve this bitrate problem. I've already set it to nominally 1500 kilobits a second, but man, it's still going crazy, which is very, very annoying. Anyway, back to the game. Steven casts is Icoclomber, which, if you all know, if it gets blocked, it gets +2/+2. Choosing to sandbag the what's it called? The Blighted Agent. Blighted Agent can't be blocked, so yeah. He passes the turn here with 3 mana untapped. What does he have for 3? A Vendilion Click? Probably. Although a Vendilion Click will die to it. Kitchen Finks can't be played at instant speed. Yeah, probably another Spell Snare and Remand just to keep some mana up for Remand. Probably does not have the Wall Omens in hand. Swings down, takes 2 in fact. Yeah. Yeah, Steven choosing to play slowly and play around all the possible counter spells and possible board wipe, which I believe will be happening right here. Yep, Supreme Verdict goes down and wipes out the entire board. No, it can't be countered. Right. Yeah, the Spell Pierce not going to do much because it definitely cannot be countered. So, yeah, fires off that a little too early. Yep, and the creatures go to the graveyard. Yeah, Steven there making a very bad misplay. But off of that, cast 2 other creatures. Glistener Elf and a Blighted Agent with 1 more card in hand. Although that would have been helpful if it were, it was still a Spell Pierce. Unfortunately, it just went off a little too early. Right, I guess to draw, we see a Distortion Strike, which will probably go on to the Glistener Elf. And in fact, if he dares, he can cast the Become Immense. That would be nice. Instead, just attempts to attack in. The Glistener Elf gets blocked. He's going to try to Become Immense the Blighted Agent. And representing mana up for instant kill. That's it for 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So that ends the game. Are they going to play another game? Well, we're going to see. As they shuffle up. On the sideboard, please. Sideboard. I know it's an exhibition match, but play it properly, yo. Chai-Ching, you want to join me? Can go in. Okay. Yeah, man. You've been doing some streaming on your own. So, yeah, joining me at the table is Chai-Ching, right?
Chai-Ching.
Yeah, Chai-Ching. Man, dude, I don't know any Chinese, so yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no joke.
You look very Chinese.
I look very Chinese, but I never studied Mandarin at all. So yeah. Alright, so we see them sideboarding out. Let's take a look at the sideboard. Steven probably wants to sideboard in the other Spell Pierce. Wild Defiance, I don't think will do very much here because it's just going to be met with Path to Exiles and stuff like that. So it's good against like Lightning Bolts, not very good against White Removal. The Dismember maybe, but definitely more possibly the Distortion Strike and the Dispel. So Distortion Strike, Dispel, and Spell Pierce, and possibly the Pitting Needle, but I don't see why you want to bring that in. How about for Alex? What's in his sideboard?
That, for sure he will be putting in the 2 Spell Kite, because Spell Kite is just fantastic against all the kind of pump spells that the Infect deck will have, and the Spell Kite can be countered by a Spell Pierce. That is something that's very difficult for Steven to get rid of. But I'm sure does he have Twisted Image?
Yeah, Steve has Twisted Image, so he might want to bring in Twisted Image as well if he anticipates that his opponent has a Spell Kite in his sideboard.
Yeah, other than that, I think that probably an extra negate would be pretty good, just to counter
to get rid of the
pump spells, and hopefully because now he's on the play, so it will be slightly easier for him. If he was on the draw, I think even with a negate and all, it can be pretty slow.
It's not going to do much. So yeah, if you just tuned in, you are watching GPT Taipei here at Grey Ogre Games, powered by the Power 9 podcast. My name is Mick. I'm one of your hosts, alongside Chai-Ching, who is gladly has volunteered to do some commentary duties. I don't know where Jeffrey went. Jeffrey,
I think he's not interested in exhibition match.
Yeah. Well, there's a whole group of players right now play testing, because next week is WMCQ here in Singapore. Something that I'm not going to be streaming, but we are probably going to be streaming the second and third WMCQ in Singapore.
Especially the third,
so. Yeah,
since it's by Grey Ogre.
The third one's by Grey Ogre, so I'll definitely be there.
I'll be sure to go that one. Actually, I'm just practicing for the other 2 WMCQs.
Okay.
Yes.
So why not play standard though?
Oh, I think
you're out of the game too long?
Yeah.
Okay.
Standard needs a lot of preparation, I feel, and I don't want to keep playing Green White Mirrors.
Okay. Alright, so Green White, right now Green White Tokens is one of the most powerful decks alongside Bunt Humans and Grixis. Grixis Control, I think it's more dependent on luck of the draw.
I think it's for Singaporeans, they prefer to play control decks, so that is why you see more Grixis control.
That's true. But I mean, you've got to be like really, I won't say really lucky, but you can't stumble, especially against blue-white human, green-white tokens or Bunt Humans. Like the minute you stumble just a little bit, you miss one land drop, usually that spells the end of the game for you.
Yeah, for sure, because standard now doesn't have cards like Sphinx Revelation or very efficient card drawing spells, so you cannot filter much. So you need to make sure every spell counts.
Yep.
Okay, back to modern.
We see that Alex has mulligan down to 6
again.
I
think the first
game he mulligan down to 6, which was very
I think because maybe he really wants a spell Kite in his opening hand.
We see here in Steven's hand 1 land. Is there a 1-lander?
Pitting Needle.
He put a Pitting Needle in his, probably to combat the spell Kite. Yeah.
Okay, Celestial Cornet, very typical play, come into play tap. That's the best play.
Steven going to take 2 because he knows he's not going to be pressured very hard by Alex. Decides to drop the Glistener Elf here.
Just typically how Infect plays out.
Yeah,
on the
you
first
want
game.
the Glistener Elf. You can go off on like a turn 2 kill. That'll be
Okay.
very, very nice.
So Alex build a blue white has War of Omens. Not all decks will actually play that, but it's very good against Infect deck because it helps to gain. It's essentially gaining life for
yeah,
him.
it's
Unless of course Stephen has a blighted agent.
Yeah, Blighted Agent is... Wow, okay, so he decides to just pay for the Gitaxian Probe. He sees 2 path to... is that 1 path to exile?
Kitchen Finks and...
Kitchen Finks.
What's the last one?
Wow, man, so... okay,
Is that a Tectonic Edge or Yellow Fountain?
that's a good question. So that's... wow, what is that?
Okay.
No, that's a prairie
Basically,
stream. Okay, so one
it's a
prairie
handful of
stream.
action.
Yeah. Alright,
It looks like uphill battle now.
That is, well, a lot of spells, but I'm not sure whether you can cast some of his spells though. It being on the higher side, he just swings in with the blighted, sorry, not blighted agent, the
Glistener Elf.
just to chip away at the what's it?
At the wall.
Yeah. One of the good things about, let's say, the Infect deck, right, is that it actually permanently reduces.
Oh yes, that's quite significant. But I think it helps Alex to gain time, and
Yeah.
basically, if a blue-white deck has time, there's nothing they can't do.
Yeah, exactly. Board wipe, definitely sets Steven back like a few turns. And from there, then you can just go like one for one removal.
So we're gonna assume the Pitting Needle is on Spell's Guide,
I believe so. Well,
even though he didn't see any in his hand, right? Probably he just want to use his mana efficiently, since he doesn't have anything else to play.
He doesn't know about the Gideon or the Elspeth, so that's the only few things that in the deck that can be there out.
That can combat an Infect deck.
Oh, maybe that was a better scout.
Battle Scout. I think Battle Scout is not very. It might
Yeah,
be a little
it's
bit too
not-
slow
it's-
for
yeah, exactly. It's
against an
not
Infect deck.
exactly the best idea, but anyway, drops a Eco Clear.
Eco Claw.
Ico Clawmer. It
Eco
drops.
Claw.
Well, he drops that mer, yeah. So he blocks with the War of Omens again, just to drop its life just insignificantly each turn. Steven holding up the what you call it? He is holding up a blighted agent. Just in
Sandbagging
case,
it.
just in case there's a board wipe. I think a blighted agent is one of the harder creatures to deal with. However, we know that in Alex's hand, he's got 2 path to exiles, so he will gladly dispense that path on the blighted agent if he doesn't have, let's say,
If he boards white now and the follow up with the Blighted Agent, he'll probably just.
just path it like automatically. Path that do right. Okay, so there's a Supreme Verdict that goes down, destroys all the creatures. That's okay.
If the Alex does not have the Supreme Verdict, right? Actually, the Eco Claw Mirror is very good against a War of Omens because it actually grows larger.
It grows
if it's
larger when you block it.
Yeah.
But I think you just like keep blocking the Glistener Elf, right? It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, well, it's still in fact got to gain. It's kind of like doing 2 damage because in fact it's essentially half the
it's
number
half
that
your
you
life,
get
right?
to,
Exactly.
and you
One
can't
point-
gain life out of the poison counters.
Yes. So it's slowly. I wonder if any Infect decks want to play something like Tezzeret's Gambit so they can draw extra cards and just have that little bit of reach.
Maybe for the sideboard, right, to body in to have more like some decks in standard they bought in read the bones, or the other one is draw 3 cards, Painful Truths.
Painful Truths.
Yeah, they put it in the sideboard so that they come in, they have more gas.
Oh yeah, that's true. Alright, so he just passes the turn. Just plays 1 Ico Clawmer. 1 mana
Blighted
up
Agent.
Blighted Agent. 1 mana up just to represent possibly a Vines of Vastwood, which I don't know if you take the bait, but
I think if he does as a Vines, at least it buys him some. It helps him to keep his creature alive. It's better than playing a Apostle Blessing.
I love that Alex is playing a Prairie Stream. In fact, he's playing 2 Prairie Streams, which can do a lot of work, honestly. Another Wall of Omens just to draw a card. We know that he still has 2 Paths of Exiles in his hand, or at least 1 Path of Exile in his hand. Yeah, you definitely don't want to tap out right now. Maybe fire off the Path? No. Decides not to, just draws. Steven draws a card. He's got Apostle's Blessing, which I think he should cast off first. No. Oh, he can, he can fire off all the.
Well, I think he's trying to decide. How does he want to get past the War Omens?
Yeah.
It's a battle agent. Oh yeah. So if he wants to, if this is the turn he wants to actually bait out some like Path to Exile.
Yeah, exactly.
No, because he's not really afraid of a Supreme Verdict. No one's going to verdict that, right? But he wants to see.
Well, you never know, man. You never know. Of course, there's Vines of Vastwoods. There's Apostle Blessing that you have to, be aware of. Otherwise, you can get easily blown out by it. But Rule of Law hits the battlefield. That is interesting.
Okay.
Which means that Steven can only play 1 spell a turn.
More importantly, if he plays the spell and Alex has a counter, he cannot have an additional backup.
Exactly.
So, for example, if he paths it and Steven like pumps it, there's no use.
Yeah. So
the pump will just resolve.
Exactly. So he can't pump he can't pump any of his guys, because if he wants to protect it, he'll definitely need
he can't pump and protect in the same turn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
choose either or.
Yeah, nice play there by
Alex.
Yeah, with the Rule of Law. I did see there in the sideboard. I was thinking that's quite good. No, I kind of realized like what it might be for, but it might be good if he sideboards it in, and we're definitely seeing the effect right now. Very good. Something to the same effect, which is Thalia. She definitely has an impact on the board, because when you play the Thalia, like your opponent, especially the burn decks, or even Jan has a harder time to deal with Thalia because you're not using your mana efficiently anymore.
To bold it, you need to have like 2 mana.
You still have to have 2 mana, and it's like at the end of the turn, like you left up that 1 red to get rid of your new creature, but no.
Oops, you just wasted.
I just wasted, not casting. Well, you could have cast something else, but yeah.
Stephen has like 6 cards in hand, right? But I mean, the blue-white deck is playing how he wants to play, which is basically ley lands, cast spells.
So this is where I think Stephen gets blown out.
Is that a Rune Halo?
Does he have a Rune Halo? No, that's not a Rune Halo.
War of Omens.
That's
the War of Omens.
Oh, okay. That's the DCI promo. Yep, he chooses to path the Blighted Agent.
Unless Stephen has a spell pierce, is going to get path.
He can't. He casts
he
casts the Noble Hierarch, yeah.
Okay.
Man, I think you should have just left it, kept it up. Make sure that nothing else can kill you.
Okay, so now Alex is returning the pressure.
Yep.
With Kitchen Finks and...
Kitchen Finks. 2 Kitchen Finks.
2 Kitchen Finks.
Yeah. So, this is interesting.
Okay, so now Stephen does not have any infect creatures on board.
Yeah, and he doesn't have any way to...
So is there any way he can win with a Noble Hierarch?
Not with Alex at 22 life and...
1 poison.
He's at 3 poison, but he's beating in for 6 a turn, which with the Celestial Colonnade on the battlefield, he will deal lethal next turn. You know what? Next turn is lethal anyway.
Let's see. He's at 7. Oh, okay.
Alright, so Viridian Corruptor enters the battlefield, has to destroy his own pitting needle.
Yeah.
It's not a May.
Yeah, it's a destroy target artifact.
So there is a legal target. No, it's
that
going
is the
to
only
get countered.
artifact which is his, unfortunately.
No, he's going to tap all the creatures and draw a card. And he's just going to swing in with the Celestial Colonnade.
Okay, so writings on the wall.
Yep.
Just activate the land and go in.
Bash in for 10, actually. Pow. No replies from Steven.
Just quick counting and let's go.
Yeah. So goes to game 3.
Takes his sideboard to reevaluate.
Reevaluate. So I think the Rule of Law I believe he bordered in the dispels and the spell pierce.
And the pitting needle,
and the
like
pitting
you were
needle, yeah.
saying.
So I think you can take out the pitting needle for one more nature's claim, and maybe take out the dismember for another nature's claim. Well, we don't know what went out, but definitely the pitting needle can go.
I think the dismember, you will still leave it behind. I mean, you can get rid of Wall of Omens.
You can get rid of the Wall
on
of
curve,
Omens.
it's only 1 mana.
That's true. That
And you
is
can get
very
rid of
true.
a spell sky also, which is what the pitting needle was for.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, if you're thinking that the opponent's bringing a spell sky and Wall of Omens, you definitely want to bring in the Twisted Image.
Yes, most infects that just auto put it in because especially in the Splinter era, spell sky was everywhere, so it was auto include.
Yeah. So I think you can change it for the dismember. You don't really need the dismember. I think the Twisted Image does a better
that case,
job.
yeah, because it can kill Wall of Omens as well, right?
Yeah, it kills the Wall of Omens and draws you an extra card. So I think
And
that's
it's very
better.
cool to just like 1 mana draw a card and like kill your your big fat wall and like just bash through
exactly.
again, right? And then it adds to delve. You can delve away for to the
for
become immense.
Become Immense. You can take it. Well, I don't know whether you want to take out the Viridian Corruptor though. It's
think-
still an infect
yeah.
body. It's a 3 mana 2/2, which means that it's gonna beat for 4 each turn, with 4 life.
It's 2/2 or 2/1. Do you remember?
It's a 2/2. 2/2. Well, you definitely want the Nature's Claim. So I don't know what goes out. You might want to take out more Gitaxian Probes, although you want information about your opponent's hand, especially if you're playing against a control deck. You just want the information to make sure that you know that it's okay to go in for the kill. So Gitaxian Probes are fine, but
Maybe he can board out 1 or 2 if he needs to have more space to put in more cards.
Okay.
Because props are good also because they can also add to the graveyard for
yeah.
events.
I will actually take out the Mutagenic Growth for the Twisted Image. I don't think you're going to win.
Oh yeah.
You
Through pump spells that
Yeah.
easily. So
Yeah,
you need more
exactly.
tricks rather than pumps only.
I would rather have the Gitaxian Probe over the Mutagenic Growth because information is like really important. Vines of Vastwood is a very good card against Alex's deck. Not very good against board whites, but the only things that will affect are probably Path to Exiles, which you need to be wary of. Yeah.
I think the vines are great because they can actually counter. It's just a counter spell.
It's a counter spell.
Yeah, but
on
it
side.
may sometimes I look at it as a 2 green mana spell, so it's actually 2 mana and it
To
may be too
get a +4.
expensive sometimes.
Well,
So maybe you want to board out for something more favorable for the matchup. But I think you're right. Mutagenic Growth should grow before the vines, right?
Yeah. The Mutagenic Growth not going to be that useful. Maybe can kill off can kill off the wall a bit faster, but I don't think you want to do that. Anyway, we're going here to Game 3 of this exhibition match between Alex King and Stephen Foley here at GPT Taipei at Grey Ogre Games, powered by the Power 9 podcast. My name is Mick. I'm one of your hosts alongside Chai Ching, who has...
Hi.
Did I get it right?
Chai Ching.
Chai Ching.
Yes.
Yeah?
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I don't think
think
anybody's
you got it
mulliganing, so you're going to have a 7-card hand.
Yay! Alright, finally. Well, there's always that curse of the feature match area where one guy gets land flooded or land screwed.
Yeah, it's very imbalanced kind of game.
We start off here with a Gitaxian Probe just to take a look at our opponent's hand. 2 Cryptic Commands, 1 Restoration Angel, 1 Path to Exile, 1 Spell Snare, and 2 lands. 2 lands definitely not going to get there. But fortunately for Alex, he's on the draw, which means that he can draw a few more cards. He's still got 1 piece of removal, which means that Steven either has to play a little smart or, if he's rushing it, then he's got to have 2 creatures. Which I do see a Glistener Elf in hand. Unfortunately, no blue mana, I think.
Restoration Angel is very good against the Infect deck because it can block an Immorph Nexus. Other than that, it's quite difficult to get rid of the land.
Yeah, exactly.
So War of Omens handles the ground and the Angel will handle the land.
Handle the air, yeah. Immorph Nexus does he play the Blighter Agent? Yeah, he just plays the Blighter Agent and passes the turn.
Yeah.
Baiting out the Path to Exile.
So
I think it's fine to path right here. You definitely just want to get rid of his threats. You know that his deck runs very light on the number of infect creatures. Unlike the black, green, or the Sultai version of the deck, which runs also the 1/1
He counters,
flying.
he snares the Blighted Agent.
Oh, he snares the Blighted Agent.
Yeah, which is even better than a counter spell.
Right. I forgot that he's got the spell snare in hand. Steven just passes the
So
turn.
against an infect deck, you want to use whatever removal you have outside the combat step, because if let's say your removal spell get countered, he gets additional buff during the combat step. You don't want that. Oh, Spell's Guide. So it's here.
Spell Sky hits the battlefield. Nice. Might just Distortion Strike. Twisted Image that. Maybe.
Hopefully he has it.
Nope. Looks like another Blighted Agent and keeps the green mana up for possibly a Vines of Vastwood, which he actually does have. He has a third Blighted Agent in hand actually, so he doesn't mind losing that one to get another land.
Is that a Ghost Quarter?
Yes, that's a Ghost Quarter.
Oh,
that is, Alex
Okay.
is drawing his third land, unfortunately.
Alex's game is going quite well, but that means Stephen's game is not.
Yeah. Alright, so he's going to pump up the...
Before the Exalted. But I think they should attack first.
Right, so now you gotta worry whether your opponent actually does have Vines of Vastwood
Like I mentioned, you should not puff a creature
on the...
when they are attacking. It should be
Yeah.
outside the combat step, because if let's say he has the double green for the mines, you are taking 5.
Yeah, man, that's very painful. So no, he decides to push the Vines over to Spell's Guide, and the Blighted Agent gets puffed. Steven gets to look for a basic land, which I think his deck only runs basic forests, yeah. His deck runs also 20 lands, does not run a basic island, which I think he desperately needs right now to cast even more spells.
Yeah, unfortunately he only has 2 Nexus left. Oh, and the Arbor can't tap for mana anyway,
yeah,
so
the Arbor can't tap for mana.
you simply
so
can't
it's
play
okay.
any infect creatures as a
would
follow-up.
you have animated one of the Ingmoth Nexuses? I think
I would, because I have 2. So even if he goes quarters it, right, at least, well, I still get the pressure up, ma.
Yeah, and he's
Now you're
losing
giving
one,
him
and that's
the,
the thing,
the
like
4th
he's
mana.
losing. Exactly.
The Angel, don't forget the Angel in the hand. It's so good against
Right.
Immortal Nexus.
That's true. Might of Old Krosa in hand. Oh, well, he can't really cast the Might. I think if you're Steven, you just wait.
So he doesn't
Not
have
an
any
issue.
follow-up infect creature.
I don't know. I might have the Blighted Agent, but he might be sandbagging the Blighted Agent because he's got the 2 Ingmoth Nexuses in play.
So that's a good observation. If he had activated the Ingmoth Nexus and Alex will be short a land now, and you don't need to be afraid of always of the Angel.
Restoration
So if
yeah.
he attacks now and he casts the Angel, or he doesn't attack even worse and he still casts the Angel, he's like, there's no good play.
Yeah, exactly. Despite being a blue-green deck, having an island interestingly cripples the deck because you find games where you are in an awkward spot because you draw an island and you might have a multitude of green cards in your hand. That is true. The island is only splashing for for the
Distant Image, Dissection Probe, Blighted Agent.
Blighted Agent and some of the sideboard cards, but I think against things like Ghost Quarter and Path to Exiles, having one basic island in your deck to search for does help out. Does help smooth out the mana a little bit. Alright, so here he decides to use the Ghost Quarter to blow up the Ingmoth Nexus, and goes to search for his other forests. So he's only got 2 forests in his deck. Yep. I wonder. Okay, so he can't Vines of Vastwood. Okay, so right now with that Spell Sky in play, Steven can't really do much unless he gets rid of the Spell Sky first, which I believe he's trying to look for a Twisted Image. Should be good. Alright, and Alex is stuck on 3 lands.
Oh,
Rule
Rule
of
of
Law
Law.
hits the battlefield.
And
does
Alex does not have the 4th land, so if only he attacked the Nexus just now, forcing him to pull, having to decide if you want to pull the trigger or not.
Yeah. Alright, so now, Steven can just keep bashing in with the Inkmoth Nexus. And yeah, Pendelhaven pumps it. Man, this is a very dangerous spot because if Alex doesn't have anything to block, so that's going to be a 3-3 swinging in. Sorry, a 3-4 swinging in.
Yeah.
Might of Old Croza makes it a 7,
+4,
8.
right? 7. Does he have anything? Oh, no cards. Oh, might.
Alright, so he can only cast a Might, and that's it.
Why? But he has one more might in hand, right? Oh, Rule of Law.
Rule of Law,
Oh,
yeah.
because
Rule
of
of Law prevents that from happening. Next turn he's going to do the exact same thing. And if so
Alex
now,
doesn't have a
if
instant speed removal, like a path to exile.
Yep. No, why do you cast the Noble Hierarch? You can't do anything else.
Well, he shouldn't have cast the Hierarch because
if there's a
is
path
that
in hand.
7 in fact, right?
Yeah, it's a 7 in fact. He can just
with the
Pendelhaven.
Pendelhaven alone is already lethal on board.
Yeah,
He doesn't
exactly.
need to.
Oh,
What?
that was strange. Might. Okay, wait. That was very.
What
No. He
happened?
uses a spell kite to deflect the Might of Old Croza. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that did make sense. Sorry about that.
Sorry, didn't notice the spell sky.
GG, land
Forgot
untap.
about it.
The splash blue cards are Twisted Spell Spears, Dispel, Urkel's Recall, Blighted Agent, Distortion Strike. In games where there are land removals like Ghost or Tectonic, I find that Noble is sufficient enough to allow you to cast that blue mana. Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately, sometimes your Noble Hierarch gets wiped out with
Supreme Verdict.
Supreme Verdict. So yeah, just having that one, I think it would be good. You can remove one of the fetch lands like the Wooded Foothills or the Windswept Heath, just to run one extra blue land. Yeah. Anyway, decides to swing in with
So,
the. Wow. Okay.
But why
this is
doesn't he
interesting.
pump the Pendelhaven? Because I thought his plan would be to make it a 2-3, then Exalted at before power, so the spell card can block.
Oh yeah, the spell sky can't block. Neither can the the Restoration Angel. Well, the spell sky can block and then bounce it with the Restoration Angel anyway. So
Are we missing something?
yeah, I'm a little confused right now. Yeah, okay, so clearly Steven misplaying that again. This is very, very unfortunate.
Indeed.
And there's another path. He just drew a path. Does he really want to swing? Okay. So he
Okay, now
does.
Alex starts attacking.
Yeah,
So when the blue-white deck starts attacking, I
it
think
means you've got all bases covered already. He casts a last Noble Hierarch, and probably just gonna pass the turn here.
Oh, does he want to attack with the Immortal Nexus?
Yeah, okay, so he decides to put up the Inkmoth Nexus, which I think is a very big mistake. Cryptic Command? Yeah, Cryptic Command, tap all creatures. Actually, I would have just path that right now.
Path?
Yeah, I will path the Inkmoth Nexus right there and then.
Oh, he has the path in the hand.
Yeah, he has a path in hand. You just path the Inkmoth Nexus and that
Well, as a
takes
blue
away the
player,
last threat.
I just want to draw a card. I know he can't do anything also. And you have the rule of law, so you can do it anytime you want.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So yeah, Steven here not playing. I don't think playing at the best of his ability. Definitely missing a lot of.
Maybe because it isn't very common to play against a blue-white deck like this. So
That's true,
Yeah.
but
It's
you have
uncertain.
you have to think that your opponents definitely got path to exiles and shit like that.
at the
up.
very least, right?
Yeah, at the very least.
The best removal spell in Modern.
Pendelhaven pumps it up
Before
just
the
in case.
trigger.
Yeah. So now it becomes a 2, 5,
Five.
6. Wow, that is huge. Path to Exile is going to spell pierce that.
But he can just pay the 2 mana. So.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yep. It's not the.
So the rule of law has been really effective for
Yep,
both games.
for both games, yeah. Rule of Law kind of shuts down
Yeah.
the Infect deck. They
Although-
can't combo off and kill you immediately. Very good.
A very good deck.
Those of you who are watching, if you run white and if you're afraid of Infect, Rule of Law does quite a lot of work. Rule of Law also does stop all the combo decks from going off.
Yes,
all the
like
Storm
Storm.
decks. And what's that other deck? Oh,
What does it do?
Ad nauseam. Ad nauseam not very popular nowadays, but I think
just won the
sometimes
GP.
yeah. Well, it can catch you off guard. That's why I'm saying like it's not very popular, but
Yeah.
suddenly when somebody brings it back, and your sideboard just doesn't have the tools to deal with it, it's gonna get ya. Also stops things like it also stops things like Cascade.
Cascade.
Living
yeah.
Death. Sorry,
Living End.
Living End, not
Yeah.
Living Death.
I
Living
didn't
Death.
think of that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good catch.
right?
Yeah.
So all the Cascade, all the restoring balance decks.
Restore balance.
Uh,
Only these two lah.
Hey, damn good idea. I'm definitely
it.
going to dig out my Rule of Laws and put it in my deck. Hey. Very useful, especially if you're playing, let's say,
A
Blue-White
control deck.
Merfolk. Yeah, control deck or like Blue-White Merfolk, where you can you don't have to cast the spells because you use Aether Vial to bring it in.
Oh yeah, it's cheating.
Yeah, hey.
The first thing you
I'm
think
not
of is cheating.
I don't cheat, man. I don't cheat. Steven has lost all of his attackers. Well, lost all of his
Infect creature.
Infect creatures. Yeah.
Doesn't have much pressure in the form of infect damage. He has to hope to win with a Hyrax. 3
Yeah,
Hyrax.
he can. You know what? He could actually distortion strike one of them right now, make them a 1/1. Pendle
Okay.
Haven it becomes a 2/4,
Okay.
and then swing with one of them. It's 5 damage a turn. So next turn he does the same thing because it's a distortion strike.
Yes.
Alright, so
That's like 10.
yeah,
Maybe
cryptic
the
command to tap everything down
Okay.
and try to swing in for the win, and that's it.
Okay.
So that ends the game. Wow, very
Oh.
interesting game. Alex with a very interesting deck, blue-white control, just with a very very cool sideboard, which is
Rule of Law.
Rule of Law. Is Arcane Lab
Yes,
legal?
in white.
So either you have Arcane Lab if you're running blue, or Rule of Law if you're running white.
I remember my first deck was Arcane Lab with Memory Lapse.
Oh, so
So-
good. So good. Yeah, I'm
So
just
you play a spell
gonna.
and Memory Lapse and you got to draw that same card again.
Alright, yeah. Thanks, Kelvin, for tuning in. Alex Power. Alright, so if you just tuned in, this is the end of GPT Taipei here at Grey Ogre Games, powered by the Power 9 podcast. My name is Mick. I'm one of your hosts alongside Chai Ting.
Yes, Cai Jing.
Man, I can never get Chinese names right.
It's
Y'all
okay.
just have to. I'm gonna just put out a blanket apology right now to everybody who's listening. Whoever comes on the show, if you have a Chinese name, it's gonna be a little hard for me to pronounce. Even Li Shitian, halfway through, I changed to the Americanized version of.
Li Shitian.
Yeah, I went
man,
like
it's
Li
butchering.
Shitian. I was like, wait, I know this. I know at least this. I know at Li Shitian, right? And but halfway through, because all the other guests were Portuguese, so like speaking, they kept calling him Shitian. I was like, man, no, they kept calling him Li, and I kept calling him
yeah.
Shitian. It's like, yeah. Anyway. Thanks for tuning in. This is the end of the broadcast, but just before I go, just to let you know, there are more broadcasts like this every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night. 8 p.m. Singapore time, you can catch us here broadcasting real people playing real cards of Magic, either standard, modern, or vintage. Just check the channel page. And subscribe, keep yourself updated. You can also head down to our Facebook page and our YouTube page where we archive all this content. Also, do check out our partners, who's the Power 9 podcast. Make sure you listen to the podcast or else I'll know. This week we have an interesting conversation about cards being stolen and how you can prevent that. Having Batman on your side is very effective too. Alright, so without further ado, we're going to sign off right here, but we hope you have a good Sunday afternoon, or if you're in the States, hope you have a good Sunday for the rest of the day. We'll see you guys next time. Ciao.
Bye.